Good evening. We welcome you here tonight, and we call to order the regular meeting West Valley City Council. We note that we have 6 of our council members present. Councilman Don Christensen is excused tonight. With that, we'll begin our evening with an opening ceremony, and as our usual custom is just to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. What we would do is invite all of you to join with us in standing and reciting the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Now, there are many here tonight for special recognition that we'll do in a few minutes, but I did see a young man in a scout uniform, or maybe a couple of them there. And so one of them is going to come up and introduce them by their troop, the schools they attend, and why you're here tonight. You must be working on something, okay? And if you don't remember all that, that's okay too.
My troop number is 4695, and the schools I attend is Academy Park, and I came here for Scout.
Okay, great. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. With that then, I think we go on now to our minutes of September 12th. To the council for a motion.
Mayor, I move for approval of the September 12th minutes.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Looks like they're all right the way they are. Then all in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Passes unanimously. The minutes are approved. Next, we turn to Councilmember Steve Vincent for a special recognition tonight.
Thank you, Mayor. You know, we don't do this very often when we recognize an individual in the community. I think I can only remember doing this a couple of times, once for a drill team that won a national title, and I think a football team that won the state title. And other than that, I can't remember doing this. So this is a very special occasion tonight. Would Opha Fa please stand? Opha Fa is a West Valley resident and a member of the West Valley Aquatic Swim Team from the Family Fitness Center. Opha Fa is 10 years old and recently recorded 6 first-place finishes at the 2017 Utah State Long Course Championships. In doing so, she also received the first-place high point scoring trophy. She is the first swimmer from West Valley Aquatics to win that award at the Utah State Swimming Championships. Over the course of the past long course swim season, she earned 4 AAAA time standards for her races. She is one of 3 swimmers in team history to earn the AAAA swim time in the Olympic-sized pool in any race, and she did it in 4 of her races this summer. Recently, Opha represented the state of Utah at the Western Zone Championships in Roseville, California, where she almost broke the 10 and under girls state record in the 50 meters freestyle. Opha is ranked in the top 100 in the nation in 5 separate events for under 10. 50 meter, the 100 meter freestyle, the 200 meter freestyle, the 400 meter freestyle, and the 50 meter backstroke. So we're all proud of Opha, and let's give her a round of applause. Now, I think they would like to take some pictures of Olfa with her coaches and maybe the rest of the team. And so those of you who want to come up and be part of that picture.
So yeah, if we could get, we'll get the team and coaches. And families welcome to come up as well. It's gonna be a big crowd. And then if we could just get everyone, feel free to take your pictures. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you for coming. So you're aware you're welcome to stay. That's okay, but if you want to go out and visit in the hall or leave now, that's okay too. In fact, most people do. The rest of our meeting isn't that exciting. Nothing like this. This has really been fun tonight.
I thought I could smell chlorine.
Okay. Next, we go to our comment period. Our comment period is limited to 5 minutes per person, and the speaker directs these remarks. The person speaking directs their remarks to the mayor. It's not a debate, and so, and of course tonight, Kelly is here to speak to us again. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor, Council. It's pathetic that nobody stays for these things. I wish you had a better turnout than this, because I think there'd be a lot of changes involved. Again, I'm here because something made an impact on me back in December on that property change. And I learned at that point, if you don't get involved, you know what, things happen. So I'm here to voice my opinion. One of them is impact fees on new construction. I understand that goes into the general fee or general funds. Why would that be? Why wouldn't that go back into upgrading the facilities as far as utilities, sewer, water, and things like that, instead of going back into the general fund of the city? I'm curious of that one. I've heard that it just goes into the general fund. I got another comment from myself and several neighbors that now Mountain Corridor has made it right to us. Noise. This starts at 7:30 in the morning and goes until 6 o'clock in the evening. Now, I know construction. I've been around construction all my life. But backup alarms and stuff can be tuned down. I don't mind listening to the track hose and the moving the earth, but that backup beeper consistently all day long, there ought to be an ordinance about that. Because, like I said, I'm a few houses away from it, and it's like it's right in my ear. So I wish somebody could look into that and say, you know, we understand it's a construction zone, but you know what? There is a switch that can turn them off when you're not needed. I understand, you know, that first initial backup beep beep is fine, but not consistently all day long. I was just curious again about street parking. How many cars per family dwelling do we allow on our parking of our streets? Again, like I've said for several months now, our street, at some times of the day or evening, you could not get the big red toolbox, the fire truck, down there at certain times. Especially on a Wednesday night, being a trash night, where everybody sets out their garbage cans. This endangers every homeowner on that street, the Zina Circle. I wish something could be looked at that. People, if they don't have the room, tear up your grass and put some driveway down. I met with Mr. Wilson last 2 weeks ago, and he was telling me, yes, the city has looked into the traffic signals on 6,000. I'm curious to make sure if that was both 35th and 41 or one or the other. But my biggest pet peeve on now is, why is the police department using police vehicles when they're not on company time? Taking care of off-duty access where they're being paid to do a subcontract job as parking attendants at USANA, East, and also the East Center. Why are we allowing these guys to take their cars and do this stuff and act like they're a police officer when they don't want to get involved when there's a crime going on? They said, we didn't see that. So, you know, when does road rage and somebody threaten a person's life become more popular or more appropriate than guiding traffic? I wish you would look into this. And I seen West Jordan's also covering it too, so it's not just this city. But why is it these police department do not live in the city limits, are taking their families and driving? I've seen this numerous times, and I'm sure you have. That's not right. It's not right for our police department officer that lives in Lehigh to drive a West Valley police car on your tax dollars. That's not fair. Have the cars here. Most people go to work, have to enter into their vehicles to do their job. I don't see any different for this. It's a job, it's a career. If you're living in the city, I can look at it a little bit different. But when they don't live in the city limits, you know, there is a limitation. Why should they be driving on my gas money? That's your money. That's everybody here's money. I think that ought to be looked at, especially when I do not want to be a police officer, they want to be a parking attendant. Until something happens, and then they want to be a police officer. They're a police officer 24/7, and when they're wearing a badge and a gun and running a police car, I don't care what district, they're a police officer. I hope you would look into that. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wanted to say anything? Seeing none, we'll close the public comment period there. Mr. Powell, any comments tonight?
Yes, thanks, Mayor. As you know, and you pointed out, this isn't a forum for response to any particular question or complaint or issue, but sometimes Mr. Bertosh brings up a couple of issues that might be of interest to a greater viewing audience and citizenry, so sometimes I'll make a comment or two on one or two of those issues. The two I will make on tonight for clarification purposes are the impact fee question and the police vehicle use question. So first on impact fees, I'm sure you'll be glad to hear they don't go to the general fund. They go into very specific restricted funds that are restricted by state statute as to what their use is, and they, for information of the general public, anybody who's into attendance or watching, can only be used for new construction, for whatever that impact fee particularly is for, parks, fire, police, whatever it is. Cannot be used for maintenance or operations or repair or any of those sorts of uses. They're designated solely for the use of construction or acquisition in those various departments. And then also on the police use of vehicles, as well as police powers generally and police use at USANA, Maverick Center, other outside work. All of that is well allowed within both policy and state law, and is to the city's benefit and use as it is defined, either for purposes of retention and recruitment of police officers on the compensation side for them themselves, or actually as well as the actual public safety purposes for the city, for example, parking at a concert event, certainly having some control and presence, both for traffic and crowd control is good to have there. And we, although we don't pay for that, those management facilities for those, we do pay those, as I think Mr. Bertot pointed out. It is also of use and in our interest to have police presence in those forums. So that's all my comment there.
Okay, thank you. Any comment from the council members? Well, I will say thank you for coming tonight and raising the issues. Some of those other individuals have raised as well, and it's always helpful to be reminded of issues in our community. And so we're very grateful because you're probably representing maybe 1,000 people across the city. The few that do come, most of, I guess we're too intimidating, I don't know. No one wants to come here.
Do
So,
we have a police chief yet?
well, with that then, we'll take and move on our agenda. And we're to item number 8 now, I think. Sometimes I get off, so if I miss anything, you'll help me. We are considering tonight application PUD-2-2016 filed by Russell Platt. This is final plat approval for Cobalt Landing. This is at 3579 South Redwood Road. There are 9.6 acres there. 3.6 of it is out on Redwood Road. That will remain as it is now, commercial. And then the rest of the property will be put into townhomes, 2 and 3 stories, 3 and 4 bedrooms, 1,800 square feet to 2,200 square feet, 2-car garages. So these are nice units that will be available there on this property. There will be 72 units on the approximately 6 acres. And a lot of amenities. And so, oh, excuse me. No, that's right, yeah. Oh, I saw the number, a different number, but the parking spaces are 144, that's right, in addition to the garage. With that introduction then, we will bring that back to, or we'll turn it to the council now for any comment or action.
I think this is an appropriate project for that location, and not asking, it's not being asked of us to make any general plan change or zoning change. Certainly this falls within all of the requirements that the applicant had to meet. Therefore, I move for approval of June-2016.
Properly before us, any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll go to our acting city recorder, assistant city recorder, for the roll call vote.
Councilman Vincent?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lang? Yes. Councilman Bueller?
Aye.
Councilman Hume?
Aye.
Councilman Northville?
Yes.
Mayor Bigelow?
Aye. Okay, so that passed unanimously. Next on our agenda, item number 9 on our consent agenda, but since it's only one item, Resolution 17-154. This is at 6018 West, 3500 South. The city owns some property there in conjunction with the changes taking place with Mountain View Corridor. UDOT wanted to obtain some property there. What was it? 751 square feet. Most of it being on 3500 South. So it's not like something will change there. They technically control that street anyway. It will be sold for the fair market value of $2,025. And so with that introduction then to the council for a motion.
Move for approval of resolution 17-154.
Second. Properly before us, Seeing no further discussion, we'll go to our city recorder for the vote.
Councilman Vincent,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lang,
Yes.
Councilman Bueller,
Aye.
Councilman Kuhn,
Aye.
Councilman Nordfeld,
Yes.
Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay. Inside joke, so. With that then, that completes our regularly scheduled agenda. We have no need for an executive session. We've got everything taken care of, okay. With that then, the final motion.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. It passes unanimously. We are adjourned, and thank you for coming tonight.